they thought it was over. The dynasty, the magic, the hope. They thought the clock had finally ticked its last second on the Golden State Warriors' reign. But here's the truth. Legends don't fade, they evolve. And right now, in the heart of chaos, the Warriors are quietly plotting the most shocking rebirth in NBA history. The pain, the betrayal, the confusion, it's all part of the storm before something massive erupts. Let's start with the silence that screamed the loudest. Playoff Jimmy. That name once carried fear. That nickname used to mean fourth-quarter daggers, impossible comebacks, and grit carved into hardwood floors. But when it mattered most, Jimmy Butler vanished. 11 shots in 42 minutes. No fire, no takeover, no miracle. And just like that, fans felt the earth shake. He was in T, the same Jimmy who dragged an 8th seed all the way to the NBA Finals. He was tired, maybe injured, or maybe just wasn't built for this version of the Warriors. But here's where the wound gets deeper. Jonathan Kuminga, the chosen one, the future star. When Steph Curry fell to injury, Kuminga exploded. His energy lit up arenas. His athleticism sliced through defenses. People believed he averaged 16.1 points per game this season, including stretches of 20-point explosions. But when the playoffs came, Steve Kerr didn't just ignore him. He erased him. Dejan Picoc's decision. That wasn't a stat. That was a statement. One that hit Kuminga fans like a punch in the chest. Why? Because no matter how hard he worked, no matter how much he stepped up when the team needed him, he never truly belonged in Kerr's system. The offense was suffocating. Spacing issues. Poor fit. Kerr never said his name, but his message was crystal clear. Early, selfish shot decisions killed the flow. Again, without shooters around him like Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler, both struggling from deep, Kuminga's 30% three-point average turned him into a liability. It didn't help that Kuminga made a bold, dangerous move behind the scenes. He turned down a $30 million per year contract. He wanted $35 million. That's not just confidence. That's a gamble. And in the Warriors' war room, it raised more red flags than his shot chart ever could. Yet even with all the tension, there was one time where Kuminga shined, when he played alongside CP3, Steph, and Clay. With proper spacing, unselfish passes, and rhythm-based defense, he thrived. You could see it. 22 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. It was beautiful, but it was brief. Because as the season crumbled, the reality became undeniable. Kuminga never fit the Warriors' two-timeline dream. That dream, it was a lie. Golden State thought they could do both, chase rings and build a youth movement. They had 2 top 10 picks, James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga. And they failed both, never developed them. Never gave them the minutes, the consistency, or the system they needed. Now Wiseman is gone, and Kuminga. The door's already closing behind him. The whispers have turned into roars. Kuminga is likely out, gone, part of a sign-and-trade deal. They want value before he walks for nothing, but the question remains, value for who? Here's where it gets seismic. Golden State is quietly, obsessively watching Giannis Antetokounmpo. This isn't just a rumor. This is destiny taking shape. They've admired him for years. His power, his mentality, his hunger. He's everything the Warriors need. And now, for the first time, there's a real shot. Giannis still has 2 years left on his deal, but if he wants out, if he forces it like Anthony Davis did with the Lakers, it could happen. And the Warriors are preparing for that moment. Because Steph Curry is 36. Draymond will be 35. Jimmy's body is aging fast. There's no time left to develop rookies or hope for chemistry. They need one last ride. Still, just 30 is the final piece to stretch the dynasty into one last glorious chapter. But acquiring him won't be easy. There are teams with better trade packages, younger rosters, more picks, more cap space. But what those teams don't have is Steph. The only man Giannis truly respects on that level. You saw it at All-Star Weekend. The smiles, the bond, the admiration. They talk like brothers. They play like rivals. And now, they could become the deadliest duo the league has seen since Kobe and Shaq. Imagine it. Steph Curry dancing behind the arc. Giannis bulldozing the paint. The spacing, the versatility, the defense. It's terrifying, it's beautiful, it's real. If Giannis wants legacy over comfort, he'll demand the trade. And the Warriors. They'll blow up whatever's left to make it happen. But let's not pretend the cost won't hurt. Kuminga will be the first casualty. Maybe Moody too. Maybe even Wiggins. The young core sacrificed. The future traded. And some fans will cry betrayal. Others will call it wisdom. But deep down, everyone knows this is how dynasties survive. By adapting. By evolving. By being ruthless when it counts. Steve Kerr knows it. That's why he benched Kuminga. That's why he challenged Jimmy. That's why he's watching Giannis like a hawk. This isn't about loyalty. This is about survival. One more banner. One more parade. One more ring before the lights go out. And for Steph, this might be the final act of a career built on proving everyone wrong. They said he was too small, too flashy, too fragile. And yet he changed basketball forever. Now, they say it's too late. Too old. Too broken. But if Giannis walks through that door, everything changes. The Warriors won't rebuild, they'll resurrect, and the NBA will tremble. So here we are, the fans, caught in the storm, betrayed by rotations, shocked by silence, hopeful through heartbreak. But we know what's coming. You can feel it. In every rumor, every whisper, every DNP, every sideline stare. The foundation is cracking. It's not because it's failing, because something new is trying to break through. This isn't the end. It's the moment before the eruption. If Giannis makes the leap, if the Warriors pull the trigger, and the dynasty won't just return. It'll come back bigger, stronger, and more terrifying than ever before. Brace yourself, because the Golden State Warriors are about to make you believe again. And this time, they're betting everything. And here is the key takeaway from the channel. Delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, to offer the potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide.